Hey, how you doing out there, everybody? It's your boy from Brooklyn, Shannon Ambrosio. Just saying, what's going on? It's another Sunday fun day for the Everything and Nothing podcast. So, how's everybody doing out there, and how was your week? I hope it was a productive one. Productivity. I think that's the goal. I think from everybody, just in general. Everybody's always talking about it all the time. Productivity, how productive you can be. No opportunity wasted. Everybody's always looking to do something to move themselves forward in productivity. And how does that productivity usually work? Come on. We need some kind of way where we find somebody who needs us to do something for them so they can run a business or something very much similar to that. So where I'm talking and where I'm going is this idea about boss, being a boss or working for a boss. Now, for me, two of those things don't really equate to the same thing because how I feel about that and being a boss, just in general, because I know a lot of people claim that title. So I was asked recently what I think about that because, I mean, I do work for a big company, big construction company. And then when I'm asked all the time, and they say, well, who do you report to? I say, well, I only have one boss. And everybody seems to ask the same question. Oh, yeah, who's the boss? And I go, me, I'm the boss. That's the idea how I feel about that. Because even if you are working for somebody and you have an immediate supervisor, or you have the owner of the company, or you have a boss, they may be the ones uh, giving you monetary value for what you provide them with, some kind of service of some kind. But let's really be honest about this idea of a boss. You yourself is the one who is actually the boss. You're the only one in charge of yourself. So let me give you an example. Like you can go to work and perform a task, but if you don't take initiative and do all the extra things that go along with that to actually be efficient at what you do and productive at what you do, and that's what we were talking about in the beginning is productivity. You don't need a boss to tell you to do the things that you do for them. They can show you, but you don't necessarily need a boss to tell you what needs to be done next. If you are efficient at what you do and you like what you do, you find the productivity and you find the motivation to do these things on your own. You don't necessarily need a boss to tell you anything. Your boss, what they are actually doing is monitoring your work ethic and the initiative you take in the things that you do. So that's really what your boss does. And like they say, you get paid accordingly, right? You're not going to get any more for doing the same thing all the time. So if you need a boss every single time to tell you to do certain things or to initiate work that needs to be done, those are the things that are going to be the hiccup for you in your productivity because you can't stay productive, I don't think, personally, if you always have to be told what to do by a boss. So that's why the phrase, who's your boss, when it comes to me, is I'm my only boss. I really only report to myself. If there's something I want to do, I make sure I do it because I'm the one giving myself the directive to do those things. I don't need to be asked or I don't need to be told, kind of like if you're starting on a project and you want to work on something, you'll work on it. And if you don't need a boss to tell you any other reason why you should be doing it. You have to be your own boss and figure those things out on your own. I give you an example. Christopher and I went to the gym today, right, Chris? Right?
Hell yeah, we
So
did.
we were crushing it in the gym, no?
Yeah.
So the idea is we're crushing it in the gym because there's no boss there. We don't need anybody to tell us to train or to work out or to eat the right foods or to be eating at a certain time every day. We are the boss when it comes to that part of the day that we decide to do those things, right? I have the worst co-host so far. We're getting better though. We're getting better.
Well,
He's not
technically, I'm not the co. I'm not
he,
over there.
right, but he is we have the camera working still.
The one by me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's doing that.
you got to fix it. He's got it. All kinds of buttons over there to push. I always say that. That's another T-shirt, right? It's just it's just a button. You just got to find the right button at the time. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There he is. He's not hiding from us today. What happened there?
No memory card.
I don't have a memory card. There he is. Guest appearance, folks.
This is cool that all this stuff is working.
It is.
Yeah.
We have to show it more though. We need to get do we need to find another way, right? We were talking about Who's the Boss. It would have been nice to get a flash of that old TV show Who's the Boss on there.
Yeah, I can pull it
What
up.
do you think?
Not, yeah, that's not the only thing is I just don't think this program has the capability to like play things. I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah. But I think the way to do it is just first of all, can you see? You can see the screen in front of you.
Yes.
Thomas talk to you.
Hey, what's up, Thomas? Um, but that's good. I should have posted this thing out on TikTok too. Because that's
Yeah,
what
look, I'm gonna share the screen right now. Who's the boss? You'll see it. See it. They're seeing that now.
okay.
This.
Sure you got everything, honey?
I'm sure, Daddy.
Let's see.
Oh, goodbyes are tough. Huh? I thought I noticed a tear in one of the cockroach's eyes.
I still say you're making a big mistake, Tony. How could you leave New York, huh?
Triborough Bridge.
That's the old TV
Hey, look, Mr.
show.
Rosine, you got to admit, this neighborhood is falling apart.
Tony Danza.
Tony Danza.
I mean, look at Samantha.
Yeah, so that was the old
She starts
TV show.
coming on
Who's
with
the
black
Boss?
eyes. I think it's time for me to
And it
get
was
out.
kind of
Hey,
ironic
that's good. There were
because
three of
you
those
know Tony
guys
came
there.
in as the
And anyway, I got
home
one guy
care.
sneezing out of it.
And all of a sudden, you know, that's why he got the title of the show is that even though he didn't own the house, he was only the housekeeper. He was the boss. He kind of oversaw everything. So the analogy is kind of true, right? He didn't need a boss to tell him what needed to be done. He took initiative all the time to do the right thing. So that's kind of a great message. I mean, I like that. I like the idea of not having to be told to do something constantly, right? That's the thinking process, right, Chris?
Yeah, I have the building I live in now. We have she doesn't own the building. She's just a lady who lives there, and she's like kind of like the overseer.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Like a building manager.
Yeah. Also she owns the business downstairs, tax place. So you know, I guess that's how she got the hookup to run the place. She's just like a sweet old lady, and she, you know, she'll knock on our door and be like, "Oh, you guys got, you know, the asbestos guys coming one day." You
That's
know,
cool.
shit like that. She's a nice lady.
That's really good. Right. And she's not necessarily the boss, but she takes the initiative to be the one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I hope she's getting a discount on her rent.
I mean, that shows empathy, Chris. I mean, that's a wonderful gesture, right? You're like, hey, man, I should talk to somebody, man. She should get free
She
rent.
better get some things. 'Cause our landlady's she don't even live in the same state.
That's usually why they're called landlords, right?
Yeah.
They only own the property. They don't really care about the property or the people are in the property.
She's a trip. When I moved in, she was like, I don't want to know who he is. I don't want to know nothing. She's like, I only want to deal with, you know, my roommate.
George.
Which is great for me because he's not like, you know, I'm like so happy.
I
that she doesn't wanna
wish
deal with
I
me.
wish my brother George was here. That's such. Oh, I should use the other one. I can take. Oh, what's that? So I let but I got this. I got this. I got the phone set up on the TikTok on this side, doing the live. What up? What up? And then I have the YouTube live here. I don't know if we could stream on another platform live. We might be able to. We might be able to do a simultaneous. I think we can
Yeah,
do the TikTok and the YouTube at the same time.
probably.
Maybe. I'm not sure. But I think, it's worth an experiment, right?
Yeah. On the next time we run it, let's do it instead of ending this one and fucking
And then doing another one.
yeah.
But that's what's up right there. So listen to me. I have this message that I was just talking about the boss thing. And the boss thing isn't me saying, nobody should have bosses and everybody should work for themselves. That's definitely not the message. Not everybody has the capacity to work for themselves. So, I'm not pushing that idea either. But the idea of becoming your own boss doesn't necessarily have to mean you need to be the boss of something. You are always the boss of yourself in every action, everything you do. So, my idea of being the boss and why I feel that way about me and basically everything that I take care of, everything I do, all the tasks and all the things I'm involved in is for one simple reason is that because I'm my only boss. I'm the one who dictates how much I put into everything I'm doing. I'm the one who dictates really how much I want to make at doing this as well, right? Because when you tend to have a mindset that's that way, I don't necessarily want to perform a task or use, as they say, my intelligence and the things that I do for somebody who doesn't think that that's needed, if that makes sense, right? I don't really necessarily want to be the boss of every controlling part of it, but I want to be able to be the boss who determines where I go and how I get there, if that makes sense. What do you think?
Me?
I definitely don't mean you. Well, anyway, that's kind of how I feel about that. I don't necessarily think that people really I don't think people really feel themselves as being a boss of if they work somewhere and work under somebody or for somebody. But it truly is that way, right? It really can't be any other way. When you go to work on a daily basis, you're your own boss. You're the one who decides if you get up in the morning. You're the one who decides if you get there on time. You're the one who decides if you're going to work hard or not work hard. You're the one who makes these decisions. So if anybody doesn't really think of themselves as a boss, even if they work for somebody or work at a place, it's really not a good mindset, right? And the idea of people disliking or not understanding upper management or ownership or whatever that may be, you have to take all the things that you do and understand that you're a boss of what you're going to do, but that boss has to be the boss of everything that's happening. So, I mean, I use a little bit of devil's advocate because I've owned a lot of businesses in my lifetime. So I kind of get the idea of both the juxtaposition to each one. And I understand that both of them are just as important, right? Because you want to have, as a boss and as the owner, you want to have trust in the people that are working for you and with you. That's kind of another thing to think about, right? I always address people that do the same thing that I do in the same location and work for the same people. Is that we work together. It's not that anybody works for any one person or the other, because if, like they say, if all the cogs in the machine and the gears don't line up, nothing works, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. It kind of feel that way a lot, but I also believe in the idea of self-levitation. So not that mystical stuff with the magic of bing, bing, bing right there. What are we levitating here? We got any magic carpets too? But the idea is that you get to self-elevate and levitate yourself as much as you like. It depends on how hard you're willing to work and how much effort you're willing to put in. I mean, that just goes to, that to me, that goes without saying. And that's how I feel. Not more, nothing less. I don't care what anybody says. Not even the guy down the street. But anyway, it's going to be another wonderful week. Weather's breaking. Spring is finally sprung. Everything starting to green up and weather's getting warmer and nicer. And, we got to get to that's why I was at the gym with my son, because I'm getting old and I got to still be able to, whoop somebody's ass, So I'm in the over 50 club now. So, but it's nice to actually feel a certain way too, right? Being the boss of your own destinations and then the things that you'd like to see done or the things you'd like to do, you got to be the boss of your own life. That's a very good message, right?
Yep, and it looks good. It looks 1080 now. It's coming out in 1080.
Oh yeah, it looks fantastic. It looks fantastical. And that's what's up right there. You know how it goes, folks. It's your boy from Brooklyn, Shannon Ambrosio, just saying, listen to me. This is only one way to be, and that's to be your own boss. I ain't got nothing else to say. And remember, every day is a good day. And if you give a smile, you gonna get a smile. Give a bunch of them smiles out there, folks. It's your boy. And my son's over there too. We out.
Yeah.